blue screen set.
My dog stepped on a bee.
A hydraulic-powered boat and plenty of imagination. Tom Holland starred in the video game remake Uncharted, whose opening scene is a high-octane fall from a cargo plane without a parachute. You'd think Spider-Man would be okay doing his own aerial stunts, but they've brought in wires, a giant hydraulic arm, and a blue set to help producers pull off the death-defying scenes. You don't even need to use real cars in movies anymore. This iconic scene from X-Men Days of Future Past has Quicksilver rushing in to save his colleagues from an explosion at 2,000 miles per second. To create this faster-than-sound sequence, filmmakers filmed Evan Peters running on a treadmill and blended it with a rotating shot that had been slowed down.
Tasty.
The result was this slow-mo masterpiece.
Yeah, boy.
This scene in John Wick 3 just couldn't have been filmed on a real street. Instead, fake motorbikes, green carts, a complex winch system, and a whole bunch of dudes in green morph suits all helped Keanu Reeves fight off his attackers in slow motion. They even had a guy blowing wind on Keanu's hair to make it look like the bike was moving. Speaking of Spider-Man, ever wondered how they make your friendly neighborhood Spidey look so good? It's mostly blue screens. And a whole lot of fighting that only really looks good from a certain angle. Despite all the help, some of Tom's acrobatics are actually quite impressive. This scene from Supergirl looks a little different without the post-effects added in. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Superheroes without their powers just look like mimes in fancy leotards.
We're not gonna win this today.
When the cast returned to Jumanji, the majority of their jungle adventures were way too dangerous to film for real. Plus, where are you gonna find a herd of angry ostriches at short notice? The film and effects crew utilized some inventive blue screen sets and high-end CGI to create a visual masterpiece.
And now head for the rhombus! Come on, hurry up. Rhombus! Rhombus!
One of the biggest movies of all time, Avengers Endgame, was an absolute masterpiece in terms of visual effects and computer-generated backdrops. Not only did teams have to render special abilities and costumes onto hundreds of superheroes, but all this with an apocalyptic wasteland as the backdrop. I have to say though, I thought Thanos would have been taller. Rather than trying to teach Jason Momoa how to breathe underwater, the team behind Aquaman used some pretty inventive visual effects to bring the DC superhero comic to life. Lighting, wires, and motion capture were all employed to take this above-ground set straight to Atlantis.
On a bee.
Superman's Man of Steel makes every kid want to fly, but the secret to this superhero's flight ability all comes down to wires, pulleys, and a team of people pulling the strings. He's not really faster than a speeding bullet, it just looks like it when you speed up the tape. The powers might be fake, but the Man of Steel's abs are 100% real. You're probably not shocked to find out that the dinosaurs in Jurassic World aren't real. That's right, they're almost completely CGI. Wait, almost? We hate to ruin the mystery behind these fierce velociraptors, but they're actually just guys in gray leotards and raptor helmets. For the most part, Chris Pratt just has to pretend there's a vicious predator standing in front of him.
Easy.
What about the T-Rex? Nope, completely computer generated. In this scene from World War Z, Brad Pitt's character throws a live grenade inside an airplane to save himself from a frenzied zombie herd. Rather than sacrifice 100 extras at 30,000 feet, the special effects team used a prop plane, wind cannons, wires, and a giant green screen set to create the epic scene. In the live-action reboot of the Disney classic Aladdin, it was always going to be a challenge to bring all the magical elements to life. From flying the magic carpet to running through the Cave of Wonders, producers used blue screens, hidden